Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Joe here with Deranged. So you've seen the title. We are selling our KRX. So we'll get to, somewhere in the video, we'll get to why exactly we're selling it. But before I do that, I want to run through and kind of give you our review, or my review anyway, on the KRX so far, having had it for a year, over a year. Shoot, I got it, I don't know, 18 months ago, something like that. Quite a while. We've had it for a bit. It's a 23. I don't even remember when we got it. I'll put that right here so you can tell for yourself. But we've had it for a while. We've passed it back and forth from Garrett having it for a while, Dave having it for a while, and then me having it for a while as well. So I wanted to give you our review on it before we send it on its way. And I will absolutely get to that at some point during the video. So just to give you my kind of upfront and overall or kind of high level review of the KRX, it is absolutely a great machine. It is the right machine for a lot of people, and it's been the right machine for me as well for the riding that we do. So yes, it's a great machine. It's been very reliable for us. All we've done is the oil changes and kind of regular maintenance stuff, and it's been good to go. We've done obviously quite a bit to it. You can see, and there's details in other videos and whatnot. I'll give you where it really shines for us in the Southwest where we live. It really shines in the rocks, in four-wheel drive, lock diff, doing rocks like at Sand Hollow, Moab, that type of place. It really shines there. That, and I forget, I was just ripping down this kind of train road. It's next to the train tracks that are over here. I was just ripping down that, probably doing 55 miles an hour, somewhere around there. Smooth, just super smooth suspension. We've had some work done to it. It can be better. We don't have the HCR kit or any long travel suspension on it. It's the stock suspension, just powder coated to the color that we like. But we did do some work on the shocks. We had STR Tuning down in St. George help us out with the shocks. So there has been some work done there, but man, it's super smooth on desert trails and stuff like this. And then, out in your kind of regular mountain riding, it is a spectacular machine as well. As far as kind of the one downside of the KRX is power. It's not super powerful. So if you're looking for a machine, I think it's got 114 horsepower, if I remember right. If you're looking for a machine to go, rip in the dunes, and that's kind of where you want to live, it's not the right machine. It's an awesome machine, and it'll get you by in the dunes. So if you're a one trip a year to the dunes type of person, you'll be fine. But if you are a multi-trip to the dunes type of person and you love and live there quite a bit, it's just not the right machine. Unless you put a bunch of money into a turbo or a supercharger or whatever on it, you can get there to where it rips. I've seen videos of some of these up to 200 horsepower, which is nuts. And they do, like I said, they do ride great. So overall, kind of high level, it's been a great machine. We've loved it. It has its pros and cons, and it's great for where we like to ride. Like I said, in the Southwest, in the mountains, in the in the desert, stuff like that, it's awesome. I will say it is heavy enough and low powered enough that if you want to go to, like, there's a place that we've ridden before a couple times. You may have seen a couple videos from them, but up off the Paiute Trail in the Tusher Mountains up in Utah, kind of central Utah there, the elevation gets up over 10,000 feet. So if you're above 10,000 feet, it's going to be gasping for air pretty good. It'll still do what you need to do, and you'll still be able to get along the trails in the mountains and whatnot. But if you're looking to go super fast or super hard at high elevations like that, it's going to struggle without having some sort of force induction. And that's not just a KRX thing. That's part of non-aspirated or naturally aspirated machines anyway. The higher you get in elevation, the less air is forced in, and or allowed anyway, the less dense the air, and then that affects the performance of all naturally aspirated machines. It really affects all, but more so naturally aspirated. So that's kind of high level initial thoughts of the KRX. I want to take you through and run through detail kind of what the machine looks like, what we've liked about it, what we haven't. So I'll turn the camera around and kind of run you through that, and then we'll get back with why exactly we are selling it. Okay, so first things first, it looks totally different than a regular KRX. We've done a lot of work to it. It's got 35s on it, so it's much taller than the standard with the 31s that it comes with, or 32s. I forget if they moved to that in the higher years or whatever, but it's quite a bit taller because of that. We also put a new cage on it, so that cage is quite a bit. It changes the look quite a bit as well. So we've done that, and then obviously the wrap. So there is no KRX that I'm aware of that comes with all red A-arms and trailing arms and radius rods and whatever in the back. But we went ahead and did that and powder coated this whole thing to match this wrap that we did. So in the comments, what do you think? Do you think we're gonna have trouble selling it if we leave the logoed wrap on? Should we get our wrap guys to print us new doors or new pieces so that whoever the new owner is can switch that out? Also for the hood as well, and then for this side, we likely wouldn't do the whole thing. You know, they're gonna have to keep the logos, whoever the new owner is and whatnot, with all the stuff on it. But yeah, and then this wrap, just a reminder, this is all topo from where we ride out in southern Utah quite a bit. So this is all topo from Sand Hollow, Utah. So we did the same thing with our Pro XP build as well. So you've got places that are generic, or places that are part of Sand Hollow area. We got Top of the World, the Flintstone House, Warner Valley Overlook, you know, a bunch of the regular stuff that's on there. So we really actually just love this wrap. Union Graphics did a great job on it. So yeah, that's, you know, let me know in the comments below if you think we need to remove those logos or de-derange it, so to speak, to sell it. So we also have on our roof, we have our logo up on the roof as well, so you can see that. So likely we'd leave that, and if they don't like it, whoever doesn't like it, they can just pull that off and it's black underneath. So we did put an Assault grill on it as well. So that's not the stock grill, a little different grill. We haven't done anything here. We don't have a winch, plate. We did have a Garrett's KRX, so we haven't done much there. What else? I'll show you the suspension real quick. We had our springs powder coated black, and then we had STR Tuning do the suspension work on it. These wheels, I really do like these wheels. Matter of fact, we were talking about keeping them and putting them on our Pro XP, but these are weld wheels. I love them. They look great on the rig. And they're a square setup as well, front and back. Walk around a little bit more. Oh, another thing we did too is we powder coated the tailgate. We got that from, it's just a Tusk tailgate from Rocky Mountain. But we had that powder coated to match everything else, and it was C&J powder coating out of Utah that did the powder coating on it, and it turned out great. So we do have a, you know, box in the back. This would come with it or whatever, but we did a video on this. This is a pretty cheap box you can find on Amazon. It's got a good seal on it so that everything on the inside of it stays clean and good. The only thing I'll say is I'm gonna have to come up with this isn't the best mounting system on it, so it moves around just a little bit. I need to figure out something other than that to strap it down. So but it's been a good box. We do have some big fat Rhino whips on it as well. So these are the mounts for the Rhino whips, and then there's the electronics there for it or whatever as well. And then we got a whip mount up there as well, if you want to, or a flag mount anyway, if you want to mount a flag up there. So what else? We did put rock knocker mud flaps on it. Basically, we just didn't want to beat our powder coating to heck back here, which, you know, we still got a little bit of it, but it's not as bad as it would have been. And then the trailing arm, or the radius rods as well back there. So what else? So we also did a skid plate on it. So if you look under here, we got a triple S skid plate. I don't know, I don't remember, but we've got a skid plate on it as well, so you can see that. Nice thick boy to help with sliding along the rocks and whatnot. When you got a long a belly as this thing does, you need to be able to slide upon the rocks and whatnot. So this allows you to do that. It's pretty awesome. Man, one thing I forget about every now and again is the metal tubs these KRXs come with. You see so many videos of Polarises and Can-Ams that have, you know, trees come up through here or whatever when people are getting crazy out in the woods. So it's nice that it has that metal tub there. What else? Am I missing anything? Oh, these mirrors. We love these mirrors from Chupacabra. We run them on the Pro XP as well. We have mounts that come off of the mirrors for the lights on the Pro XP. This one, they're mounted on the cage. Pro XP, they're mounted on the lights. So, and we got these Baja Designs amber lights as well. And then, oh yeah, this is our windshield from our friends at Dirt Warriors. They do great jobs with windshields. We've reviewed and told you about them a bunch of times in the past, but I will say, I still don't think there's anybody that does a better job at venting than these guys do. They bring in a bunch more air than most of the people that you're gonna find on the market. So they lift up real nice and then they settle in there or whatever, and then you can kind of tighten them in for however you want it. But they do a great job of bringing in the wind when you need it. So you can run your windshield year round instead of having to pull it off in the winter. What else have we liked about it? So a couple things on the inside. We put our own stereo system in it. These are kicker speakers. And then we got this screen from Kawasaki as well. I'll talk about that in a minute, that screen from Kawasaki. But that is kind of your entertainment system. Yeah, a bunch of different stuff. But I'll tell you about that here in a minute. We got these seats from Aces Racing. They're between good and great seats. They're not like the best seats. They're not the worst seats. They're a good budget seat. If you want to get seats that are better than your stock rig, but don't want to spend $2,500 on new seats from some of the kind of bigger vendors, these Aces seats are good, are real good seats. So we've been really happy with them as well. Obviously, we got the Viper stuff on here. We love the Viper machining stuff. So this is a Viper shift gate. We went with a red top and then raw aluminum there, and then had this powder coated black. Really like it. I hate where this got placed. Not a super fan of it. It gets rid of your cup holders, but these are all our light controls and everything else. These what do you call these 4-point harnesses are also from Aces as well, and we've got 4 points all the way around. We have Aces seats in the front, and we have the stock KRX seats in the rear. As far as the stereo, we have an amplifier that's down here under my air compressor. So there is our amplifier for our speakers and our system. And then we've got the subwoofer tucked back in here. This is the stock kind of KRX subwoofer that you got there. We also did these Viper machine vent covers as well. They're awesome. They look great. And then we have these cool little custom nuts or whatever, hardware anyway, custom hardware that says Deranged Off-Road on it. Turned out pretty cool. So Viper are awesome people over there. Cage is Voodoo. It says that, right there. But the cage is Voodoo, and it looks great as well. We're big fans of the cage. What else have we done to this sucker? I think that's about it. Oh, we did do the, boat decking on the roof, which is awesome. Does cut down on the noise a little bit, which is good. And then we got the headset hangers as well. With this, we didn't go with a regular comms system. I'll show you what we went for with comms over here. We've been fans of Cardo for a while. We use them on our motorcycles, in our motorcycle helmets for comms. And for the KRX here, we went with these. Come on now. We went with these Cardo headsets. So these have your Pack Talks mounted on the side of them, and then you just turn them on and they all connect, and everybody can connect and listen, and you can actually listen to your own music in there. The kids really like that, because kids don't like to listen to dad's 90s country. They'd rather listen to, Taylor Swift and whatever it is that boys listen to nowadays. So yeah, we use those Cardo Pack Talks. We're big fans. We like them. It's an easy way to have comms wherever you go. So lastly, I'll talk about the screen kind of lastly, and then we'll get to why we're selling it. Well, actually, why don't we just do why we're selling it right now? So why we're selling it? A couple reasons. So you may have noticed we haven't done a ton of videos lately. We've kind of had a lot going on in our lives, so we've kind of put things kind of on the back burner a little bit with Deranged. So we haven't had a ton of videos lately. that will change. We'll start doing a bit more videos, not at the pace that we were doing in the past, but we'll start doing a bit more videos now. With that said, I think it's time. The biggest reason I think it's time for us to move on from the KRX is there are new machines hitting the market that we feel like need our attention and fit our needs. So the plan right now is to sell the KRX and take that money and roll it into whatever machine we think the group would benefit the group the most and would benefit you guys the most. So that's the initial plan. More than likely, that's what we'll do. That's the biggest reason we are looking at getting rid of it. Also, we got into this. The reason Deranged Off-Road is here is Dave, Garrett, Dustin, who you guys have seen once or twice on the channel, our buddy Nick. We would regularly go up 2 or 3 times in a row. We went up to Dustin's family cabin, and we would just borrow his dad's side-by-side. And every time we went, we just had a blast. And we said to ourselves one night, while we were there just hanging out in the cabin, we should do something that just gets us more involved in this sport and activity that we love so much. So that was when we decided to start the YouTube channel. That's when we decided to start the website and sell, parts and accessories and stuff like that. So that's why we're here. And it's been a ton of fun doing it, and we enjoy doing it. With that said, YouTube's not super profitable. We don't make a ton of money on there. There's quite a bit of overhead that comes with, websites and everything else like that. And with having machines and everything. And we're just ready for a different type of overhead, I guess you'd say. So those are the 2 biggest reasons, I guess, that we're looking to sell it. But it's been a great machine. We do love it. It's just time to move on. So with that, let's move on to the screen, and I'll tell you about the screen. I'm just gonna turn this on here real quick. Like all screens, it's gonna be a bit dusty, so let me wipe it off. This is not an exclusive to Kawasaki or KRX situation. Let me turn this off. Turn the radio down before it comes on. So this is what the screen looks like, and truth be told, we got this from Kawasaki at no charge. Like they wanted us to take a look at it and review it, and we installed it. It took a while to install. It's got a ton of really cool features, but it's got some fairly, I'm not gonna call them like fatal flaws, but some flaws that are tough to get over. So I'll start with the good stuff, or the good features. So it's got really clear and bright readout when you need it, and it's got multiple gauge options as well. So it'll tell you your suspension details, your temperature details, your battery, that kind of stuff. And then you can also go to this more dial gauge situation as well. So it's got that information right in front of you, which is pretty cool. You can key in on the suspension and kind of the vehicle as a whole. So it'll tell you your angles and whatnot that you got going on here. It does have both a backup and a front camera, and you can view them both at the same time or just one at a time. So there's my rear, there's both, and there's the forward. One really cool thing about it is it is connected to your reverse. So once it pops into reverse, it does switch automatically to the back camera, which is cool. And then, there's all your settings and everything else. One thing that's not great about it, least favorite feature, is the maps. The maps aren't quite useless, but they're somewhere in the ballpark of it. So they will leave breadcrumbs and whatnot for places that you go, but that's about it. You can't import trails, you can't update it, there are no updates for it. There's no support after the purchase from this, which is a tough thing. When you buy something as expensive as this is, you want support for it, especially in the form of like updates and whatnot, which the other manufacturers who have screens like this, they have continued updates and supports. Yamaha has the Garmin unit that gets support. Polaris and Can-Am now with their newest models, they also have updates and whatnot that can come. So, but this one you can't. Not a super huge fan of it. Also, we put this screen in later. It's kind of annoying. The miles don't match. So on this, it shows that we have 724 miles, but if you look at our actual odometer here, where are we at? Our actual odometer, we're 874. If there's a way to get those to match, I haven't figured it out yet. But overall, just impression on the screen, it's got some really cool features, but if I was going to spend $1,700 on my KRX, it wouldn't be on putting that screen in here. I'd figure out a different option for the stereo, and then we'd, invest the rest of that money if there's anything left somewhere else. So anyway, guys, that's the KRX. Like I said, we have really loved this machine. It's been a great machine. It's time for us to move on. Don't really have any, well, the only complaint I have with it is the power in like the dunes and whatnot. There is, a desire for more power, so to speak, in the dunes where, where you really need it. So, but other than that, that's it. That's our KRX. Yes, it is for sale. If you are interested in purchasing it, then our email will be in the description down below, and you can look us up there, and we maybe we can work out a deal. We are in the Southwest. It is in Arizona right now with me. When we get to March, if it's still around in March, we'll have it at the Matt's Off-Road Recovery Games up there, and it'll likely stay up there until sold. So that's the situation. That's the KRX. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. We'll be around for a while. We'll start releasing videos a bit more often now, so keep an eye out for that, and definitely go check out our old videos as well. And if you're looking for parts or accessories, check out the link in the description to our website. We got a pretty decent selection of parts and accessories on our website. So guys, appreciate you sticking around. That's it from here. I guess we'll see you next time.